breaking ball hit well, deep to center. Roller going back, near the wall. This baby's gonna go! Troy Johnston has a 3-run bomb!
This is the Turn 2 podcast with Scott Kornberg and Troy Johnston.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the Turn 2 podcast. We are on episode 8.
Episode 8?
Episode 8. Oh, my goodness. We are getting down. We are almost a quarter of the way through the season. We have an awesome guest for you today. He comes from Cuba. His name is Victor Mesa Jr. If you don't know the name, get used to it. He's going to be a very popular name here soon. Victor, we are so happy to have you. Thank you so much for being with us. My first question for you, congratulations on a fantastic start to the season. What do you think has been the biggest change for you? Because this is your first year in AAA. Has there been like any thoughts, any processes? Is it the environment? What do you think?
First, I want to thank you guys for inviting me here. It's my pleasure. I don't know. I just try to stay simple. As soon as I try to use hit the ball, hit the ball, you know what I mean? Try to not do too much. When I try to do too much is where I struggle the most. So use see the ball, hit the ball, try to keep it simple. Just put the barrel on the ball. I try to give like simple toss and use it go off, you know what I mean? Like that it's going on because I put in the work that I did in all season and everything, but I don't really change like nothing that big. You trying to stay healthy and give my 100%.
Victor, I think what you've done so far, to echo Troy, pretty incredible. So you struck out 23% of your plate appearances in AA, and you're striking out about 15% of the time in AAA, which normally goes the opposite. Normally, your strikeout rate will go up as you go on. But what has been a key for you to make clearly not just more contact, but more quality contact?
Yeah, I don't know. I think what it came me there is that my simple toss. You know what I mean? If you try to see the ball, hit the ball, like you stay in short, don't try to do too much. You're not gonna miss that much. You know what I mean? I think when you get like more old or whatever, you like kind of learn a little bit more every day. And you know, sometimes I try to stay like more patient on home play because you gotta understand how to read the game, and you gotta know that it's not every at bat is used to go and swing. You know what I mean? So now I try to get more patience and see more pitches, see what they got, and I think at the end of the day, it's a pitcher that they throw in like maybe a couple more miles, but at the end of the day, kind of the same pitches to home play.
So you have a very interesting story, very different than a lot of baseball players throughout, you know, the minor leagues, throughout independent ball. So you were signed out of Cuba with your brother, Victor. I had the pleasure of playing with him. If he's listening to this, hello, Victor. Miss ya. But other than that, it's been quite the change for you. It's been, you know, playing in Cuba for a little bit. You signed out, what was it, 17?
2019, like October, November.
Okay, so you signed in 18, and so now we are 6 years past. Does it seem like it is a different atmosphere? What's the difference of playing in Cuba versus playing in the United States?
I think I never get the big level in Cuba.
Yeah.
You know, I played like high school right there. You know, when my brother and I we decide to leave Cuba, we really don't know what we're gonna face. You know what I mean? We know that we got like pretty good chance to sign with a team. Like, thanks God, we get like a good signing bonus, and we keep our family good with it. But you know, after that, like we don't really know what we're gonna face. Our goal is to get to the bigs, no matter what. That's what I'm here for, you know. But and something that it helps me is like go league by league. I think when I was kind of like in low A, high A, I say, okay, I'm ready to go to the next league, but not really. I think when you really hear that, you know, like all the pitches that you face, like how the games go right here on AAA right now, is it's completely different from where we are right there. That it's kind of a little bit more crazy, how we say, because you know you see a lot of walks or whatever. But I learned a lot during this process, and I really love how it going. And I think we gotta love the process and see what it goes next. I think right now, like, my focus is just right here. Like, I obviously know what is my path already, but it's my here to give my 100% and see what's next.
You talked about coming to the United States. Is that like, what was that process like? Did you always want to come to the U.S.? Was that something that came on later? How did you guys make that decision? Because I know your dad was a legendary figure in baseball in Cuba as well.
A great question. It was more my brother than me because I was 15. I don't really was on my mind. I don't really know what was going on, like 100%. You know what I mean? It was more on him that his time was coming. You know what I mean? He told me, "Hey, we gotta go. We gotta do this. It's our time." And like at the moment that I did, I was more for him, but knowing that it was coming like pretty good for me, for my future, for the future of my family too. And it was kind of hard. It was hard at the beginning. Thank God, my mom and my dad, they can come with us since the beginning. We get here, but I don't speak English. My brother speak English. My mom and my dad, they don't speak English either. So even at the beginning, it was hard for us because I was kind of picky with the food. Even I remember one day that we went to McDonald's and we just want to get a couple of burgers and come back to the hotel. And I know a little bit more English than my brother, but I still make mistakes. Even I still do it. I still make some. But by that time, we just want to get a couple of burgers. And by that time, my brother, he won 10 pieces of chicken nuggets. I still remember. And he don't even know what he say. And when we get the order, we made the mistake that we don't even check. And when we get to the hotel, he get like a Big Mac with everything in there. You know what I mean? We don't even eat that night because I'm picky. He not that much, but what they put in him, he don't like it. So that was the moment that I say, okay, I gotta learn, because like for business, family, food, for everything. You know what I mean? It's a new country. We gotta go into the culture. So that's why it was one of the first tasks that I got when that happened to us.
And a little fact for you as well. You just became a U.S. citizen as well. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
What was the toughest part of the citizenship test?
I don't know. I think
It was just all easy. You just knew it.
No. It was not. It was not easy because even if they give you 100 questions.
Yeah.
And you're gonna learn all of them because you don't know which one they're gonna tell you. And that help you because that way you know more about United States history and everything. For me, it was not that hard because thank God I speak English and I like to study a little bit. When I was in the school, it was kind of easy for me. I just don't like to study, you know what I mean? But I was kind of smart too in the school, and I just learned the 100 questions. But it was kind of hard because you even if you know all the questions, you get a little bit pressure when you get that day to get the test because what I mean. But then everything got in our favor, and I'm sitting there already.
So my dad is a history teacher, and he gives out a citizenship test to high schoolers. And I promise you, Victor, I think you would have done better on that than a normal U.S. student. I have no idea why. I couldn't tell you why. But truthfully, I believe that people that want to be U.S. citizens in this country know more about the U.S. than those. And, I think that's crazy because you put in so much hard work. Your English is almost flawless. I do have to say, your English is awesome.
It's amazing.
It's awesome. And I know you've worked so hard on it, but again, just congratulations. And now you can eat as much McDonald's as you want.
That's true. Right now, I know what I'm ordering right now.
You know what you're ordering.
I know what I'm ordering right now. But thank you guys.
Yes.
Even my brother got a citizen.
I saw that, yeah.
Too. My mom is on the way, so one by one we're going to it.
Amazing stuff.
Thank you, brother.
Like Troy said, your English is so good. I'm trying to teach myself Spanish. It's not going very well. You might have to help me. What did you do to to learn English? Did you do an app? Did you watch YouTube videos? Did you watch TV shows? Because you're still only 22 years old. You've only been in this country for 6 years. You speak better English than some American-born guys, I must say.
Before I answer that question, those 3 days in Miami don't help him with the Spanish.
I guess not.
I picked up about 3 words in Miami.
No, what really helped me, it was Netflix. By that time, I was pretty close with the show Blacklist.
Okay.
Blacklist.
Yes.
Have you seen it?
I've
I'm
seen
not
that
either.
one.
No, Raymond Reddington.
Okay.
You gotta watch it. It's pretty good. And I was pretty into the series, and I say, you know what? If I want to learn, I gotta put in English. I start like listening with the translate Spanish that is kind of bad, but with English translate. And then when I know because since Cuba, I was not pretty good talking, but I can read and I can write a little bit. But so that way I put in English I put in English and I put the subtitles in Spanish to get more like listen a little bit, and then I put everything in English and I finished the series in English, and that helped me a lot. And Nas helped me a lot too,
Nice.
Sometimes we just come in one car to the field and he put me some like music on the car. I got no no option to listen, you know what I mean? And I like it because it was not my type at that time, but I really like it now. And he helped me a lot too. I think you learn a lot. Shout out to Colleen if you see this interview. She helped me a lot. She's a teacher. But I think you help a lot on the field. Like you should have no like fear or shame to learn, and that help you a lot. And with the time, you would get it. I think step to step is not nothing that you would get like tomorrow, but step to step. If you want to learn, if you really want to learn, I think you got the ability to learn.
For you guys, I'm sure, like signing with the Marlins, like money is probably the most important thing. But does it help? I'm in Miami this last weekend. Saturday is Cuban Heritage Day at the Marlins game. Does it help that there's so many Cuban people in Miami and that it's literally the closest U.S. city to Cuba?
Yeah. I think it's the best for me. If one day I'm there, you know what I mean. I think I'm gonna get the support of the fans, but even at sometimes when you're on the bay, you try to mind what it's gonna be, but you really don't know because that day happens the opposite way you're thinking. But really good. I really appreciate that the Marlins that I'm in the Marlins, and hopefully if I made the debut and I made my career right there, you know what I mean. I go out the fans right there. My family can go, and all my Cuban friends, and hopefully they'll be there, and you know what I mean. It'd be great for me, and I want to bring them like everything that a Cuban baseball player can give in, like something not that big because it's hard to fix Fernandez because he was huge. The day that the pitch was like 30,000. You know what I mean by that time. But I want to be like the face for the Cuban fans that they go to the stadium, that they're going to support. Obviously the team too, but if you want to like get a player or whatever, you know what I mean. But I'm thankful to be here, and one day I hopefully happen.
One day soon.
Just
I don't know.
Yeah. Just like, of course, we want to get to Miami one day. We actually have a even specialer guest. We have Scott Kornberg, who recently made his debut in Miami. I got to listen to the broadcast as well, and he got to call a walk-off by Otto Lopez. I have a question for you, Scott. Tell us a little bit about your experience in Miami. Of course, me and Victor have been at the stadium before. We know what Miami is about. What was your first impression? What did you like and maybe even dislike about your debut?
I liked everything. I mean, I told you off this, and this is why we forgot to pack a third headset, because I forgot to tell people in Jacksonville to pack a third headset. So here we are in a conference room in Georgia. But for you two guys, for everybody on this team, I sincerely hope that you get to experience like what I experienced Saturday, because there was all that hard work, all the difficult times, all the adversity that you go through down here in the minor leagues and obviously the lower levels too, just one day there, I mean, it made it all worth it. Like the way the Marlins treated me, Kyle Seeloff, Steven Strom, their PR staff, the organization in general. I mean, holy cow, what a day. And then the game on top of it was amazing. And then to get to call, again, it speaks to them. I didn't have to be there. I didn't have to call as many innings as I did. I certainly didn't have to call the 10th inning of a tie game in which the Marlins had a ridiculous comeback. But, you know, it just, I feel like the luckiest person in the world right now. What a day. I can't wait for you guys to experience it. It is amazing.
Thank you. But talking about that day, because obviously, like, first day in the office, that impressed everyone. But I always say that I don't get nervous when I play baseball, because I say that that's something that I been doing my whole life. But do you really get nervous, like when you were talking there and whatever? Because you know what I mean. I think the day that I get there, if what I can get is like that I wanna do a lot of things, and that's when you miss. You know what I mean? But I don't really like think that. No, I'm nervous. You know what I mean? It was the same for you, that you were kind of like not nervous, but you want to give you 100% and not make any mistake or whatever.
You should be on our podcast as a host, Troy. That's a
what
great
I'm thinking.
question.
He's going to have to fill in for me. It's going to be him and Colby filling in for me.
I thought I was going to be nervous. I think some players do, some players don't, from what I understand. I thought I was, but I've worked with the Marlins broadcasters in the past, and everyone's advice to me was just be yourself. That's what got you here. And so that was my mentality. And the only time I felt really nervous was honestly, like, my wife had some parking troubles, and that was the only time. That was the only time. But I just kind of did my homework and made sure I was ready and prepared, right, just like you guys do. And then I looked at the clock at one point. I was like, oh, it's 3:45 and the game starts in like 25 minutes. And that was it. Like, I thought I was going to feel nervous, but I felt really good. It was weird. I felt really good.
Did you treat yourself to a nice dinner or go anywhere after? Because Miami, I do have to say, Miami has some of the best restaurants I have ever seen anywhere in the whole United States. I would say it's like Miami and New York. Like, amazing food.
I love it.
It's unbelievable.
There, I know.
It's amazing. I went to Little Havana. I went to a Cuban place. This will make you happy. I ordered in Spanish for my dad, for my uncle, for my cousin, and my wife.
What do you order?
Bistec de palomilla.
Okay, bistec de palomilla.
Very good.
Cafecito? Or you don't like cafecito?
No.
Anoche?
No.
Cafecito anoche?
No,
cafecito. Coffee.
I know.
But in the night?
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to sleep.
That's what I'm saying. It was after the game.
I was wired enough. I did not need cafecito. Rice in plantains verde.
Oh, plátano maduro.
Oh, man. It was so good. My dad got a Cuban sandwich. So, yeah, I love Cuban food. My first girlfriend ever, she was Cuban, and I don't really like her too much anymore. But she did introduce me to Cuban food, and I'm very grateful for that. So that was my celebratory dinner.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Good choice.
Troy, how about you?
We have a new host. Is this the
amazing.
Scott, Troy, and Victor show? Please ask questions.
No,
yes.
I got a question.
Yes, of course.
What do you think, like, is the biggest difference from this year to last year for you? Because I know you kind of that guy that you kind of like got a like slow start on the season, but after like second month or whatever, when you get hot, I wish to be you, because I'm not gonna lie, I think you got the consistency that I would like to have on that part, because I think when you get hot, you don't go out on what you're doing, you know what I mean? I feel for moments right now, I'm doing good, but the other day, I kind of miss or whatever. Talk to me, like, what you do, like, obviously you're trying to finish yourself right now. It happens today too. I think you are some guys that they are. I think you guys are like the top on the league right now. Even I think if like performance, like I give you 100%. Talking about stats, I give you 100%. But the difference between this year and last year, that at the beginning of the season.
So I think one of the big. That's a deep question for me.
But
I like that about you. All right. I would say the biggest difference between last year and this year. I mean, even last year, I was kind of a slow starter. Like I hit a bunch of home runs, but it really wasn't, the 300. It wasn't I was hitting, 350 at one point, that kind of thing. I think there's a certain point where, everybody wants to have a hot start. Everybody wants to have those numbers right away. They want to go. And for me, I know getting snubbed a little bit on going to the big leagues last year, on getting the call, on being added to the 40-man, doing anything like that, I think that kind of put a little bit of pressure on myself.
Okay.
And so to start this year, I put a lot of pressure on myself, just saying, hey, like I have to do these things. I have to do this. But I get to a certain point. I know last year when they sent me back to AA, I was still at the same point. I was like, okay, I got to do well. I got to get moved up, whatever it is. I think there's a certain point that you reach that you're like, I am where I am. Okay. I need to make the best of where I'm at. And that's when a lot of things just click and they just go. You don't look towards the future, and it's really hard as baseball players, as broadcasters, as people, to not look 3 steps ahead, but look right in front of your nose. Oh. And I think that's the biggest thing. I would say that's the biggest difference between this year and last year. I know I feel like I haven't been myself. I feel like I have been a little bit of, I wouldn't say overworked, but I feel like mentally and emotionally drained. And so I feel like that's the biggest difference is, as I get older, showing up to the field's a little bit harder, trying to have that motivation, trying to have that confidence is a little bit harder, especially as you see, guys get moved up, guys doing all that kind of stuff, trying to be where I'm at versus looking at the future. I know last year I didn't really care about anything. I was just out there playing.
Because I gotta tell you something that is like, keep do what you do, like what you always been. Because even if like showing like or performance how you normally are, trust me, when I'm in the dugout or when in base, trust me that I know like it's no any more player that I know right now that able to bring that run that is not you. I'm not saying because I'm here or whatever. We talk about it like before or whatever. I'm pretty like straight, and I think you are like our best hitter. I think she's not too fine, and it's come when it have to come. You know what I mean? That's all I gotta say.
Well, I really appreciate that, Vic.
You're
awesome. I mean, you gotta realize though too, and I say it all the time. It's baseball. It's. I wish it could be like this, but I mean, we even talk about some of the top prospects. We talk about like, who was it? Keston Herstad. Went up, had an unbelievable start to the season, didn't really play. Jackson Holiday went up, kind of struggled a little bit. We all know they're really good. It's kind of like what you're saying. But it's baseball. It happens. And I do think, like you said, it is a mental game more than anything else. And so what would you say is like, for you personally, I know, like how do you feel when you are in, whether you're going well, whether you're not going well, like what keeps you kind of centered?
I'm pretty emotionally.
Okay.
And I think that came me like in a good way when I'm doing good and when I'm doing bad. That sent me to the bottom. But I don't know. I think what it killed me is talk to my family. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy, but they keep me calm. Come to the field, know that I'm doing the work that I'm supposed to do. And you know what I mean? Trust.
Yeah.
I have no more words. You know what I mean? I think all the guys that are here in AAA, they are all talent, and even in overall in minor league, like obviously major league, they are talent. And you know what I mean? They work too. You know what? They work a lot too. I think it gets to says the guy who make a mistake and try to be accurate. If not the next at bat, the next day. If not the next day, the next week. Just get ready. Like guys that were here with us, like Otto, you know what I mean? Get ready for the day and try to get the opportunity like 100% and don't miss it.
Well, if you're, still playing baseball and you're listening to this podcast, that is podcast gold right there. Mm-hmm. Please Take everything that he just said, wrap it up in a nice little bow, and take it with you everywhere you go. 'Cause that was awesome.
I got one for you. You have 57 tattoos, I read, or something along those lines. And one of them is Leo Messi. Personally, my favorite soccer player. He's amazing.
I'm more of a Ronaldo guy, but that's okay.
That's all right. There's only one greatest in the world.
Getting out of
It's
here.
Messi. It's Messi.
I'm getting out of here. Nah, I'm kidding.
We'll turn 2 with Victor and Scott, right?
Not featuring Troy. I'm not invited anymore. Keep going.
All right. So Messi, first off, he posted a picture with your jersey, which is really cool.
I posted.
You posted it. Him posing with your jersey, which is really cool. Why Messi, though? Because there's so many great players in so many great sports. And I know Yuli Gurriel for baseball. I want to ask you about that in a second. But soccer, not a lot of baseball guys I feel like are soccer fans. But you get on the bus after road games and you're asking our video guys, like, what's the score of certain games? Like, you were locked in.
Yeah. First one, for everyone who did the podcast, I'm a Messi fan, but I don't hate Ronaldo. I even respect Ronaldo, and I really like the way that he work, because for us that we know talented as Messi, we gotta work 3,000% more hard than anyone. But by the year of 2007, 2008, I was in Cuba, like 5-6 years old, I don't know, and he got that fever. I don't know if I said the right way. He got that fever in Cuba about soccer. It came. And we start to like and see more like soccer games, soccer, football for everyone. Oh no, I say soccer because it's English, but it's football. It's football. This is the real football. And when I saw that, it was when Messi was coming out about to be the star that he is, and it helped me a lot that my brother become a Real Madrid fan, and I became a Barcelona fan. So, and it was at the moment that Messi come out as a star, and I really enjoyed those first year because I enjoy a lot. They win every year, so obviously I become more fan. I even was a moment that I can miss a game. I was on the school. And sometimes, like, for example, like, if we finish the school at 4, I try to see what I can do to go out, like, at 2:30 and go to see the game because I was super fan, like I told you. Like, and for me, that picture that you're saying, it was everything. Even, like, I think something bigger than that would be my debut because that's what I've been doing my whole life. But I got nobody, not even close, not even like far from Messi as my idol. I think everything he do, like how humble it is, obviously how good he is, but how he is with his teammate and everything. Like everything, really what he do is like my idol. Everything that he do, I put it like on the sky because, you know what I mean. Only my family, is over him. But after that, like he's everything for me, and that even I cried that day that I can get that picture that he holding my jersey, like he know that I'm exist. You know what I mean? Obviously, maybe he know who I am right now. I don't know, but it was everything for me. Hopefully, one day I can meet him.
That's it. I
met him. I went to the house that he was because my trainer from Miami, I don't know how, but he get the address where he was staying. But I went too late, like 11:30 p.m., like 12 a.m.
That's right when people are going out in Miami.
Yeah, but he was on vacation because he just won his first international trophy with Argentina. After a long time, he get a hard time with the Argentina because he lost a couple of finals. The people were talking haters. You know what I mean? And he won, and he was on vacation. Even I saw a picture of him in the Hard Rock Cafe that morning. And I went to the house because one of my friends say, like, hey, you be like following him the whole life. He's your idol, and now that he's here, you're not gonna try to meet him. And I tell him, you know what? You're right. I went to the house. when I get there, it was like 20 people, like 25 people at 12 a.m. Even like how that crazy and that like kind of annoying it is for him. Like I completely understand his life. And thanks God, his dad, his brother, and I don't remember who was the other person, but his dad and his brother come out like two house that it was two house away from the little house, and I get close to him and I say, "Hey George," his name is George, Jorge in Spanish. Sorry, I don't want to bother you. Victor, I play for the Marlins. You know, a big player. I don't want to bother you guys because I know the life that you guys have. But is any chance that I can meet Leo or at least, say hi? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like he's my idol. And he's saying it's too late. You know what I mean? It's not the moment to do that. I completely understand. I don't even like get mad or something. And I just wait 10 minutes to see if I can see him from the mirror, you know what I mean? Because it was a house that he have like a little mirror, and his nephew come out like 5-10 minutes later and say, "Hey George, want to apologize because you know what I mean. He understand who like that you like like the other people who are like they are like bothering Messi or whatever. I just want to meet him and just get out of here because he's my idol." And he say, "Want to apologize?" But Leo is about to sleep, you know what I mean? Like if you want to tell him something or whatever, I say, "You know what? I bring my jersey. If you can give it to him and he can take a picture with my jersey, that made my life. I'm not gonna lie." And he told me, "Okay, thanks for coming." That was a Sunday. So yeah, that was a day off. I was playing Jupiter, and the next day I went like 0 for 4 with straight strikeout. Bad. Even like how you said before, I'm pretty emotional, and I don't want to know about anyone. And that night, he sent me the picture of Messi, and that made my night already. I come and my parents crying. He said, "What happened? What happened?" I said, "No, nothing bad happened." Like Messi sent me like a picture with my jersey, and I posted because this is everything for me. I don't know why.
That is really cool. So is Messi in? Is he playing in
He's
Miami?
in Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna set the stage. So I have Victor Mesa catching a first pitch from Messi at a Marlins game
No, I can't believe that.
this year.
Let's make it happen.
I'm just setting the stage. I'm just saying it might happen.
I think that would be better. That would be better than if I hit like Homer or whatever on my debut. I don't know.
Would it be better if would he kick the baseball to you? That'd be kind of cool.
Whatever he wants, I just want to meet him.
What would you say to him?
To him?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think that that he watched this podcast, but in Spanish first because he doesn't speak English. Nada, que me encantaría conocerte y que soy tu fan desde chiquito y nada, te deseo lo mejor y sabes. No sé, es que las palabras no me salen, pero que gracias por todo lo que has hecho por el fútbol y gracias a ti me gusta el fútbol y no me pierdo ningún partido. Not in English.
Did you get that, Scott?
I'm still learning.
Yeah, me too. I got about half of it, and then I lost it.
I just say that I just want to meet you. I just want to say thanks to you for all you made in soccer or football. That you really make me like love this sport, and I'm really like a big fan, and you know what I mean. That would be everything for me to meet you, and hope to see you soon.
I hope it happens. All right.
I think I'm gonna cry again the day I meet him.
There are Marlins people who I think watch this. So when you get up later this year, let's make it happen, Miami. Let's make it happen.
Let's
That'd be
make
so
it
cool.
Miami. Isn't that one of their sayings?
That is one of their slogans. Yeah.
Just skip it. That's the other one.
All right, I got one more for you. So, number 10, you wear number 10 for Messi, but I think also for Yuli Gurriel, who is a legendary Cuban baseball player. Why is he your favorite player?
Yeah, beside my dad, he's my favorite player. When I was a kid, growing up, you wanna be like the stars. You know what I mean? Like Yuli in Cuba, I don't wanna put it like too much, but it was like the sensation. It was like Otani here. When he was in Cuba, he played third baseman. He got the 5 skill. He do everything. Even in person, he's funny. He's a great person. We really love him, like the whole family. And yeah, little like that. I use the number 10 like 90% become Messi and 10% become Yuli. Because he was my favorite player. And well, he is my favorite player. Even I was so like it was everything for me last year that he was with us. And tomorrow that I play against him, we made my first time sharing the field with him, and I'm pretty excited about that because it's like play with your idol like when you're a kid. I thought that never happened.
Did you say tomorrow we're playing with him?
Yeah, he's here.
He plays for the Braves?
Yeah.
He plays for
Oh
Gwinnett.
man, I got to keep up on my rosters. I didn't know.
Yeah, he's here.
You're only looking at
Oh,
the pictures.
okay, I'm
He
only looking at the
signed-
picture.
He signed like 2 weeks or 3 weeks
Oh,
after.
gotcha. Oh, it's
I think
brand
I
new.
say on the clubhouse. Maybe
I
it's
think
saying
you
in
did.
Spanish. I don't know.
I would have known. Maybe. It's a 50-50
No, but-
shot.
But you know, like I'm not gonna forget when I take a picture and. But even I still waiting a jersey for him.
Wow.
He's kind of hard to give something, but I'm still waiting a jersey for him since he signed with Houston. Like a lot of years ago, I told him I want a jersey, and I didn't get it yet. He put me a goal for this year. I kind of close, but let's see. I'm still waiting his jersey because I'm gonna put it in my frame in home.
I like it.
When you get to first base tomorrow, you remind him that.
I don't know what I'm gonna tell him. Maybe I put his jersey out, something. But
That's the classic when you get to first base one.
I don't know. Maybe I hug him, but that doesn't gonna look pro.
Maybe just take his glove off. Take his glove off. Say, you don't need this.
I don't know. I love him. I love him a lot.
Awesome.
Troy, you got anything else?
I got nothing. Victor, I want to say thank you so much for being on the podcast with us. Congratulations to all your success, and we can't wait to see you either in Miami or whatever team you debut with and you're up with. Please let it be Miami so your family can be close, but if it's Oakland or Seattle, you're still going to be happy. We're still going to be happy for you.
Can I retweet those words to yourself too?
You can do whatever you want, Victor.
Thank you for that. I really appreciate it for
you were an
having me here.
amazing guest.
Thank you guys for having me here.
Of
Appreciate
course,
it.
appreciate it. And that's it. So, to end, that is turn 2 with Victor Mesa Jr. Tune in next week or in 2 weeks when we come out with our next podcast. But check this out wherever you get podcasts. You can check us out on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Or X. It's X. I can't get past
I call
calling
it
it
Twitter.
Twitter.
Yeah.
But thank you very
it's
much.
Twitter.
And remember to turn 2.
Ella not gonna change us.
And that's the ball game. Thanks for listening to this episode of Turn 2 Podcast with Scott and Troy. A huge thanks to Ken Babby, Harold Craw, Linda McNabb, Noel Blaha, Matt Goodrow, David Ratz, Ilian Bay, and the rest of the Jumbo Shrimp staff for their continued support.